So, hey folks, I'm Jay.
And I'm Jim.
So, we're playing the Resident Evils.
Yep. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
We're close to it.
Spooktober. I don't know, I think I'm gonna be running this one, like, second, so it's gonna be like entering the second week of October when this starts going.
Oh, got some scary going on. Oh, God.
Take that.
Press any button? Okay.
So.
Oh, we got the loading bar coming up.
Not gonna lie, I had this game for a while and I've just not played it because I got it, and then I also got Cyber Sleuth. And, I mean, I like Resident Evil, but Digimon Cyber Sleuth is a really good game. I got an Agumon and everything was great.
Well, I mean, you know...
Oh, let's quickly check the options. Like,
oh, yeah, okay, alright.
Make sure that, like, what's that called? Subtitles.
En français. Japanese.
English, yes. Good.
Subtitles on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we change this to Japanese? Actually, wait. Go to audio. I want to see if we can set it to the... I mean, I don't know what I expected.
I think it's just volume?
Yeah, this is just volume. I honestly was hoping that we could change the voices back to, like, the old voices. Yeah, the subtitles aren't good. Yeah.
You don't want them?
I do.
Okay.
Just because fucking easier to have that shit on for people.
Okay.
And yeah, fuck with this if you want to, but I think this should be fine.
I just want to make sure that I know what I'm doing before. So square is run, X is examine.
Square backwards is just a complete flip.
R1 attack. Well, okay.
Whatever.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Alright, we should be good.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Evil.
I hope they never...
It's a little quiet on the TV, but is that going to matter for the recording?
No, it's not going to pick it up on the recording. Okay. I can turn it up a bit if we want. Should be fine.
Okay.
How do you like your games?
Like going on a hike.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So medium difficulty.
Yep.
And
okay.
Any preference? Joe,
nah.
Chris, they've got different.
Yeah, they got different stories and different stuff going on.
Chris is a little more difficult to think.
I mean, it's up to you. Like, yeah, let's go with Jill, I guess.
All right. That way we can get some berry action going on.
Yeah, she's the master of unlocking. So I kind of love this franchise. I mean, I kind of started it very late. Like, I got into it with Resident Evil 4, but after that, I retroactively went back and played the other ones, and I just really love how stupid and like campy this series is.
Well, I played the first one on PlayStation 1 when I was just a young lad, and let me tell you, when you're that old, it's pretty spooky. Now not so much, but oh god, all those people.
Oh man, I love how like the attacks got that bad, and it was still in the fine state.
There's just some weird killers in the mountains. Yeah. Whatever.
I can't remember what happened to Bravo Team's helicopter. Wasn't it like, oh, right, the leeches.
Yep.
Yeah, they just... Okay, so for people who don't know, in the game Resident Evil Origin, the T-virus was spread by a bunch of leeches, and apparently what crashed that helicopter was a couple of the leeches just flew into the air like a horrifying, like, spear of Damocles.
Oh my god.
Take down the helicopter.
Classic Resident Evil, folks.
Yeah, he's not wrong. 3 meters, that's in the room.
We get to watch the elite police force of the Raccoon City Police Department get their asses kicked by some dogs.
Hey man, like, all things considered, dogs are actually, like, kind of fucking...
Zombie dogs, too, I guess.
Yeah, so they're dogs that don't care particularly if they've been shot.
Ah.
But I mean, like, in all real, like, dogs are pretty good hunters, and they could fuck you up.
Yeah. Rip.
Like, the fact that, you're gun jammed or out of bullets, I guess.
Out of bullets, I think.
The elite Raccoon Police Department freezing up at the most inopportune times.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. Chris, one of the few competent members of this elite squad. Goddamn. I will admit, like, these things were always freaky as hell.
Yeah, it's just because they're so quick.
Yeah.
Things that move that fast.
While also being like a terrible mutant.
Yeah. They're good at startling people. Oh, thanks, Wesker.
You know, I've always been curious why he... Well, I guess it's for his own good right now.
Yeah. He hasn't turned into the monster that we all know and love just
The
yet.
fucking, what do you call it? Like, Matrix man with his teleporting and his kung fu.
Chris!
God damn, that was the most bizarre and enter the survival horror.
Enter the mission. What did they say at the start of Winback?
Oh, mission begin?
Something
Or mission
like that.
start.
3 stars members left now.
Enter into mission.
Barry and myself. We don't
What about Chris? Oh, well, fair
I
enough.
don't know where he is.
Oh man, so Resident Evil 5 was shit, but there was a bit of DLC for it, where you actually play like, you remember like Jill and Chris go to attack Wesker and then it just goes completely wrong in that like flashback?
Yeah.
You can actually play that, like as a DLC. And what's cool is that if you go, like, it's a recreation of the original mansion, just like it's only 10 minutes to get to the Wesker fight. If you walked up to the front door and pressed it like 3 or 4 times, it flips it like just the main room into a fixed camera angle. It's just like, oh, that's a... And like, I remember the 2 best friends are doing it, and like halfway through, Matt's like, oh, it turns off when you leave the room. And Pat's like, of fucking course it does. Could you imagine trying to play this shit like that?
I want to play it like that.
Yeah,
I
but
like these camera angles.
yeah, but you have to build your game around them, right? Like,
Yeah.
an action game of over the shoulder doesn't work when you suddenly leave the shoulder.
Oh, what's this? It's an ink ribbon.
ribbon.
Might as well.
So for those who don't know, the old Resident Evil games used to save with ink ribbons, which meant there was actually a finite amount of times you could save the game.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
Alright, Barry. I trust you. Did you have to taste it?
I think he was smelling it.
See if
I
you
hope.
can find any other clues.
Blood.
Yeah.
Barry, not again.
He just starts smearing it on his face.
You do this every time.
Blood
every mission.
for stars. Blood for stars.
Barry.
Barry.
Barry. Good talk.
You were thinking about it again, weren't you, Barry? The blood? Oh, okay.
That's just really awkward how long she was just staring at him and how much he was just like, yeah, this is some neat blood.
I'm just gonna keep checking this out. Why don't you go do all the work?
Old video games.
Aim up, aim down.
It's the spooky music.
What do I press for my... Okay, there we go. So we got the knife, and the gun, and the...
God, I love this franchise. It's so stupid. Oh. Oh, God. Yeah, this was the cutscene that freaked a lot of people out. I remember when I was a kid, I was just shown this cutscene and I lost it. Like,
Oh my god.
so I can't remember. Who was he? Like, wasn't the person he was supposed to be chewing on actually, like, one of the STARS members or something?
Yeah, I forget who, but definitely one of the STARS members. Hey, buddy. What's going on? Come on, you can do it. You gotta get Barry to kill you. Okay, here we go.
God, this.
Just open that door real slow, Jill.
I think the Harry.
Look out! It's a monster!
You know what? That's fair. God damn, Barry.
You know, he does his best.
I found Kenneth killed by this thing.
Oh, it was Kenneth. Okay.
But before we do that, I have to go get his bullets. Oh, fuck. Of course.
No, you only get the bullets if you're the brave person. Hmm. Who would hang that?
You know, rich people.
Barry, you heard that, right? Yeah, little fun but terrifying thing about Resident Evil for those of you who don't know. You have to make sure the zombies are actually dead. Otherwise, you get what's called a redhead. And that's where everything goes horribly wrong.
You mean so, like, Skillman?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You get Skillman. Then he won't shut up about his Mormon values.
Oh, no. We can't have that.
I don't know what would be worse, Mormons knocking at your door or zombies?
Better finish searching the hall first. Well, we know he's not here, but let's take a look.
Oh yeah, I remember what's down this hallway.
What is down that hallway?
I believe it was actually added to this game because it was meant to be in the original Resident Evil, but they cut it for time. But it's one of the I think you have to go upstairs is what it wants you to do. One of the experiments that Umbrella was running to try to create like invincible super weapons resulted in I can't remember her name, but it was this little
Lisa
girl.
Trevor.
That's the one, Lisa. Yeah.
So that's where she is.
Yeah.
Down there.
Down that long hallway. Oh
But
no.
we know that a dog jumps through there.
Eventually. How a dog gets to the second floor, we'll never know.
Well, you know, the leeches threw it up there.
Yeah, that'll do. Or the giant snake. Maybe the spiders.
What's going on?
There's some sort of there's some sort of Noah's Ark of collusion going on outside this house.
Noah's Ark, except it's filled with horrible monsters.
So like the wing that was of Noah's Ark for the Australia.
Okay,
Let's split
I'll
up,
try
Jill.
the other side.
Barry, no.
Barry, why? Why on earth would you think that's a good idea? At a time like this, you should tie your wrists together and just walk back to back. Oh, they changed it. I'm actually really upset about
You,
that.
the master of
You
unlocking.
may find a use for that.
Something happens. Let's meet up in this hall.
Does he still say the Jill sandwich line?
I don't know. We have to find out. Because I've played through the original
Yeah.
on PlayStation 1, but I've not played through the remake.
Okay. I think they did redub the dialogue, which is a huge, like, letdown for me, just because the dialogue in this game was so fucking awful.
Alright. Is the zombie over here?
Oh,
He's
no.
gone.
Oh.
Hope those doesn't come from one of your friends.
You know what's really funny to think about? There's another mansion in Resident Evil 0, which means that, like, the hills of Raccoon City were just filled with mansions.
Probably.